So for midwinter break, my grandma decided to plan a trip to Disneyland with us. And also my grandpa too. So I'm gonna do my traditional vacation video that no one watches, but I still make because, well, it's fun I guess. And I also have only one day to edit this video before I have to go back to school. So if the editing gets at all choppy or lazy, that's why. So you're probably wondering, how did this trip go well? In order to answer that question, let's have a reflection. But in order to do this, I'm gonna have to explain a lot of inside jokes and background information. So by now you'd probably understand that I have a very confusing sense of humor. Well, at least I'm the only one that does. These jokes are so dry and nonsensical that they literally go over the stereotypical viewer's head. But just to sum things up, I think a Taco Bell in the middle of nowhere is funny. You're probably very confused right now, but that's the point. Obsessing over something stupid is oddly funny to me. So that's why I pretended to be pumped over going to a Coalinga Taco Bell. Coalinga is just some random town in the middle of California. There's nothing special about it. People just stop there to pee and crap. But I'm already wasting time here over explaining random crap that no one asked for. So let's speed things up a bit. We drive down to the Taco Bell, and it's hailing like hell. I'm able to take a photo of the exact moment it hit the 22nd of February 2022, 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 22 seconds. And premiere my Ms. Frizzle video with crappy internet. We drive down to LA, but that's when things start getting boring. We get stuck in the traffic, and I begin to just film random things and get excited over literally driving through frickin' Downey. So we eventually make it to the hotel. And it was like trying to sleep in a humid swamp. I mean, this hotel was right across the street from Disneyland, so I guess it was worth it. And one thing to keep in mind is that this was only the one night that we had the problem. Please don't sue me. Best Western. So we get some breakfast, and go to California Adventure. And now instead of just making half the video showing the absolute gem that is Highway 5 and just blabbering on about how I barely got any footage, I will describe the highlights. Since I have access to a better editing software, and I can just slap down random stock images if things get boring. So we first went onto the web slingers ride in the Marvel area, which exhausted the crap out of our hands. I don't really remember where we went after that, but we eventually got ice cream. My parents go to the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, but me and my sister hate it because we both hate that feeling of endless falling or something. If you've been on it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So we just end up going on the Little Mermaid ride with my grandma and grandpa. As you'd expect, there were a bunch of annoying little toddlers running around. One of the dads there said to their toddler, "I need coffee to keep up with you." And then he let out an annoying goofy laugh that sounded like he was dead inside. So later on, we're having lunch, and meet back up with my parents. As I'm sitting there eating my raviolis, I see two people getting out a Canon camera. I immediately put two and two together and assume that they're probably filming a YouTube video. This was okay, because there was some guy posing for his Instagram photo or something right by us. So they eventually sit down, and the lady starts talking to the camera as she's eating something. My mom says they are totally filming a YouTube vlog over there. I see the guy is eating the same raviolis as me, clearly reviewing them. So as we're leaving, I have to make sure I'm out of the frame of the YouTube video, because I really didn't wanna be in it. So I dart across, hoping and praying that they'd edit me out. And apparently they did. But we'll get to that later. I don't remember the timeline of events very clearly, but we then went on the Pixar Palais round. And after hearing Dory repetitively telling you to watch your children, we finally got on the ride, and we were on the spiny one. And it was really cool because you could basically see all over Anaheim from the top of it. Oh, and I also forgot that we went on the swings before that. Not much there either. So we sit there for a while as my mom and sister decide to go on the merry-go-round for some reason. And my sister says that the turtle looked like it has a penis. And it was totally nudist. I bet the toddler next to her learned some really special words that day. So a while later, we go on the Cars ride. It's obviously pretty cool. We decided to get dinner from the Grand Californian Hotel, but they ended up completely ignoring us, and everyone was getting hangry. We desperately went over to hot dog stand, but the worker there was just sitting on the curb drinking her slushie and looking at her phone. I won't judge, because she might have been on her break or something. We threw down a couple Nature Valley bars to tide us over. We ended up just eating ramen in our hotel room. So for days 2 and 3 we went to Disneyland proper. We first went on Star Tours, which is pretty cool, and we were able to get on Space Mountain right as it reopened. We were giving a card thingy that tracked the amount of time it took for us to get over to the ride, so they could change the wait time. But we took a wrong turn and totally jinxed it. It's probably more accurate anyway, because there ended up being a whole flood of people taking advantage of the 10-minute wait time or whatever. We went on Astro Blasters, and my stupid brain can't remember what happened next. But we later on went to Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. Our feet were exhausted, and the Resistance ride was temporarily closed. So we just went back to the hotel, but become lazy and never went back to the park that day. Instead my parents went to the disastrous wait that was Panera Bread. And meanwhile I was doing some cyberstalking to see if I could find those people's Disney vlog. I chose the Today setting, and looked through until I recognized the lady with Minnie Mouse ears. That was the one I saw. So I fast forward to the part where the guy was eating raviolis, which is what I saw in real life. Luckily I wasn't in the video. But you know who was? My parents. I obviously won't tell you when they pop up on screen for privacy reasons. But it was just so weird to see them walking in the back of a YouTube vlog as I was eating the exact same raviolis not too far from them. They were really good by the way. The guy rated them 8 out of 10 or something. And I honestly agree. They were pretty damn good. So we ate some flatbread while watching Queer Eye, and slept horribly. Okay, now I'm really wasting time. So I'll just sum things up here. After we were able to get a refund for the Resistance ride the day before, we decided to get in the fast lane thingy. And holy crap, this ride was insane. First of all, it was fully immersive. So as you got out of the ship thing, There are actors that led you out to a whole room resembling the First Order ship. This thing has stormtroopers, a full large window viewing the frickin' galaxy. And the most realistic part is that you had to wait in line, like being on an actual First Order ship. And I honestly can't even really describe the ride. There was just so much put into it. They used lasers, actors, wind, and so many different things. I was impressed. So we went on Thunder Mountain. Drove on a Millennium Falcon where I got the laziest job and sat in the back. And I really just went on all the normal rides after that. After driving on the Autopia, we went to Tony Roma's, and went back to the hotel, drove home, and yeah, I'm actually writing this video as I'm still at the hotel. So there could have been something disastrous that happened on ride home and I wouldn't even know yet. One thing I forgot to mention is that my grandma had sent me some sticks on fire or something. But as we drove over there, the fire was being put out by the rain. Highway 5 is so nice. So yeah, that's about it. And anyway, bye.